Slow car ahead. This guy's their class leader. Up on a slower class car.
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right, on your right. Clear right.
Blue flag.
On your right, clear right.
Track temperature is falling. It's now 95 Fahrenheit. There's an incident in Tower. It looks like water. Approaching a group of slower cars.
Car left, clear left.
Four laps.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
That lap was at 146.1.
Oh, what a shit show.
Ooh, the marbles.
Right side, clear right.
Do you not see
Right
the
side,
GT3
clear
in front
right.
of me, bro?
Blue
Like,
flag.
please.
There's an incident in the hairpin. It looks like it's Savoir. There's a group of slower cars ahead. Blue flag.
Car left. On your left. Clear left.
Why?
Clear left.
Coming up on a slower car.
On your right. Clear right.
Oh my god!
Savoir.
Right side. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right.
Just hearing a shit ton of chatter on the radio. What's going on? Stupid people?
Did the P6 have damage? I think they're in early. Like, 10 laps early or something.
No. Or I don't know, because they were...
Very slow.
Yeah.
Like,
But it was just...
4 or 5 seconds a lap slower. I'm surprised I caught up to them again.
Okay, they...
Incident limit, maybe?
They locked the rears, braking for the hairpin, and they slide into the grass, but didn't hit the GT3 by a small margin, but I don't think they got any damage. The stop was a normal stop, but they were going very slow on the back straight, I don't know why.
But I think they already stopped once during this stint.
The lap time was at 145.6.
That I have no idea. This stop, the car went down after changing the tires, and a few seconds later they just went. So
Okay, so short fuel.
yeah.
So yeah, they stopped early. Fuel up warning.
Okay.
lap on a slower class car. Your lap time was 1:46.3.
Okay. Okay, so track is 33 degrees. I'm running 1.4 and I'm not really having any issues with it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, Nick, the next car is Santos.
I mean, it is still getting light here, but it's very controllable. But then again, I kind of prefer it that way, so mileage may vary.
Okay, box.
Watch your speed. Activate limiter. Box in 330
That was
meters.
nice. That felt good.
Need to stop again. Box in 5, 4, 3.
So check your settings when you get in and make sure the
Box now.
limiter's on.
Okay.
Okay, so the car is pointing at the wall. Just, it's not hitting, but just turn left immediately. I hit a bump and it didn't want to stop.
The leader, Hunt, is pitting.
I basically killed our lollipop guy. He squashed against the wall. Poor man.
Alright, here
traffic
comes our
behind.
ringer.
Okay, so GT3 on exit.
You're good.
No, gonna get ahead of him, but it's fine.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 91 Fahrenheit.
Okay, so we just about kept the lap to P6, so we are... Well, on the same lap, but he's 2.5 seconds behind us.
Come on, Pedro, let's see those 42s.
Yikes.
I think P3 has binned it in tower.
So the outlap feels better in a way, but then no
Yeah.
grip because of the cold tires.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Slower class car ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Oh yeah,
amazed.
once you gathered it up, you're already pulling on him again, so once the tires heat up, you're gone.
I'm amazed at how bad lap 1 is in this car. I've never been in any other car that acts like this. Imagine they take away tire warmers in F1. Everyone's gonna be crashing.
Yeah. Yeah, they pretty much said that as well.
flag. Incident in the hairpin. It looks like white.
He is way in the grass. Good shit.
You're approaching a group of slower cars.
Left side. Still there. Clear left.
Okay, I thought I fixed the spotter, but no.
We got you.
Like, I don't know if I had selected like an output device and it said that that one didn't exist anymore. So I selected the correct one, but it's still the same.
Is it only some messages you're not getting, or all of them?
No spotter at all.
Okay.
I got it on the screen. It's just the sound that is not working.
Okay, because there is a there's a setting called where you
Slower
can
class
have
cars
it for
ahead.
text only. Maybe that's changed for some reason.
On your right. Clear right.
No, I think it's an audio setting problem. But I thought it was okay already.
Okay.
But whatever.
Car right. Still there. Clear right.
Slower class car ahead.
Right side. Clear right.
Okay, you're straight into being 2 seconds a lap faster than P6.
I was
So
just looking at that.
maybe at the end of the second stint? Question mark.
Mhm.
Eh.
Coming up on a slower class car.
Are you sure you want to do 52 too?
Brake bias, you mean? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I usually start 52.7, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
Just
0.5, but I was locking the fronts a bit on the slow
okay.
corners.
When I ran 0.2 in the sprint races, sometimes it would wander a bit in the hairpin.
Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
also on how you downshift. So for me, when at the end of the braking, when I already done all the downshift, if I still locks the front, I need to go back on the brake bias.
Yeah.
Slower class car ahead.
Funny, I had a 4K driver tell me in the sprint races that he blocked me because the GTs need the inside line there, or else they die.
Yeah, the GTs need all the track or else they die. All the track, all the time.
The driver in front of us is Savoie.
They're the only one in the 44s.
There's not many cars left in general, or is this like...
I think you're on a dead part of the circuit.
Okay.
There are still 9 LMDHs circulating.
Slow car ahead. This is the leader for their class.
I think 12 or 13 LMP2s, and 10 GT3s.
Dude, you can go faster than that, believe me.
Left side, clear left.
But well, he's leading, so... I guess
So
he
yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Gen Debian.
9 LMDHs,
Yellow
12
flag.
oh, yellow. Okay, he's staying right left. Ooh. Yeah, 9 LMDHs, 12 LMP2s, and about
left.
10 GT3s.
Clear left.
How far back is P6 now?
Clear left.
They are minute 34 ahead.
And a lap is like...
Oh, we're on the same lap, but they're a minute and 34 ahead. And
No, I know.
lap
So
is...
that means we gain 10 seconds on them. Cause
Slower class car ahead.
Yeah,
passed them
about
on
that.
track, right?
Yeah,
It's
about
just-
that. Yeah. 10 seconds since the stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Car right. Clear right.
What's the track time right now?
Still 33.
Coming up on a slower class car. V6.
On your right. Clear right.
My crew chief already thinks we're P6, so I'm gonna believe in the law of attraction right now.
Car right.
Crew
Clear
chief can
right.
spot the future. Hey, I mean, at least we're +1 position from where we started.
That is true. What did Hamilton say in last race? At least I moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no grip in that corner.
What are your pressures like?
Coming up on a slower class car.
179, 176 at the front.
Okay, yeah. It's about optimal.
What is that in PSI? And what is that?
26-ish.
What units is that one?
Bar, so 1.79.
Ah, okay, 1.7.
If you remove the point, it's in kilopascals.
Okay.
Even with 1.5, just doesn't turn there.
I didn't have much problems there, but I lifted the kink before the corner as well, so.
I don't know, it's getting weird.
And then I track all the way out to the curb on the left before turning in.
I guess it's just also the part of the stint where the tires are worn and the car is still heavy.
Yeah.
V7. Slower car ahead. This guy's the class leader.
I guess they put a semi-competent driver in the P6 now.
Car left. Clear left.
He's only losing about a second a lap now, instead of 3.
Okay.
That was a 144.9. Okay, Nick, the next car is Santos. There's an incident in Le Mans. There's an incident in Christensen. We think it might be white. There's an incident in Turn 5. It looks like it's white. Slower class car ahead. B6.
Yeah, now we're cooking.
Right side. Clear right. Car left, clear left.
My god, the backfire of that Lamborghini.
My friend is on his second
You're coming up on a slower car.
Huracan Super Trofeo Evo as a track car.
Sounds expensive.
Yep.
That lap time was 145.7. There's a group of slower cars ahead.
On your left. Clear left.
I would have 100% helped that guy through the corner, not gonna lie.
Still don't know if they usually do that intentionally or just don't notice me.
Oppa.
Slower class car ahead.
Right side. Clear right. Car right. Clear right.
$32 now.
Okay.
The next car is Santos. Okay, Nick, you're coming up on some slower cars. These guys are busy fighting, they might not notice you.
9.1, yeah.
Yeah.
P6.
You're schooling the field at the moment, by the way. Every single delta that I can see was green on the last 2 laps.
Nice.
Slower class car ahead.
Left side, clear left. On your left, clear left.
You've just done a 144.8.
That 44.3 I said is not going to be
Alright,
safe
Nick,
for
the
very
next
long, is
car
it?
is Santos. Slower class car ahead. He's their class leader.
Okay, so that last 2 laps, you were the only one in the 44s except P3, but you were still 300s faster. Yeah, that's the guy you were catching by about 4 or 5 seconds the last time you were in the car. So he's slow in the straights and probably in the corners as well.
You're approaching a group of slower cars.
Left side. Clear left.
Oh, he's very slow.
guy ahead is Santos. There's a group of slower cars ahead. These guys are busy fighting each other.
Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
What's the gap to P6?
Minute and 15.
Okay, we have the leader in between us or something, right? That's why I say one lap.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are 7 laps down to the leader, and they are only 6.
Okay.
Yeah, leader's going through sunset now, and P6 is coming down to the hairpin, so.
Slower class car ahead.
Left side. Clear left.
Four laps.
Okay.
It might be a tie for a lap, so let's check at the line next time.
Was 0.2, I think.
Okay. Then you gain 0.1. P6 is in.
Coming up on a slower class car.
This corner, I don't know if it's also the lighting. I don't see any shadow right now, so it's weird. Like you lose the reference.
Yeah.
On your left. Clear left.
It's only gonna get darker from here, so.
Yeah.
It is already at sunset, so.
You know what's funny? I had a trick in VR for night races, especially like N24 or something. If you turn on the night light setting, you know, where it gets rid of all the blue light.
E7, your last lap time
You
was
turned that all the way up.
46.3.
What happened?
No, yeah.
If you turn that all the way up,
Coming
you
up
can
on a slower
see
car.
everything. It's like having night vision. But on my triples, when I turn on the night light on, I actually lose everything. It's the weirdest thing. However, it's getting rid of the colors, you lose like
Yeah.
all like the definition between objects, and it all blends. You know, while in VR, it's incredible. It literally is like putting on night vision goggles. You can see
Fuel in,
everything.
savoir in. The gap
It
is
was like a total
30
cheat
seconds.
that no one can say anything about.
Car left, clear left, car left, clear left.
Because I've actually had my night light on my monitors right now this whole time, just so it doesn't hurt my eyes for sitting in front of the screen for so long. But now that I see it getting darker, I turned it off, and already things are more easily seen than they were.
Well, I think with the night graphics, if you will, Sebring has a lot of like reflexes.
Yeah,
That's not what
I
it's
just
called.
don't.
Like reflectors at the end, exit of the track. So
Mhm.
it's not that bad driving at night.
Yeah, Sebring isn't that bad to begin with, but I'm just saying that it's so weird how my vision was enhanced in VR and hurt with monitors.
Yeah.
You know, considering it should be doing the same exact thing. You know.
Different panel types, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 laps, Pedro.
Yeah. 2.2 at the line.
Yep.
Yeah, this was an awesome stint.
So yeah, we basically reduced the gap from a lap to a pit stop in a bit during the stint. So very good job.
Okay, Nick, you're reeling. Savoir in. The gap is now 11 seconds. We're slow through Christensen.
Okay, one more lap.
Okay.
That last lap was at 1:44.5. You're coming up on a slower car.
Other people are starting to creep down into the 45 zeros, but you're still the fastest car on track.
The gap to Savoir.
Right, clear right.
The leader, Hunt, is pitting.
Box.
Watch your speed limit in the pits. Locked in 340 meters. We'll need to stop again.
Alright, good job, man.
Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Box now.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
White behind is pitting.
Bunch of traffic right now. I'll tell you if you can go for it.
There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors.
Car coming, and you should be clear.
Left side, clear left.
Alright.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 87 Fahrenheit. Coming up on a slower car.
Car left, clear left.
Fucking god.
Car right. Hold your line.
Your slap is
Hold your line,
crazy
clear
on
right.
all times.
Yeah.
6th place. Coming up on a slower class car. Slower class cars ahead.
Left side. Clear left.
Yeah, and the guy's heavy too.
Yeah.
That lap was at 145.6.
On your right. Clear right.
Next car is Santos. Slower class car ahead. Just done at 144.7. You're a tenth off the pace in sector 1. Slower car ahead. He's the class leader for these guys.
Right side, clear right.
Car ahead is Santos.
Hello.
Hello.
He's on cruise control right now.
Yeah.
Slower class car ahead. Seventh position. Come on, focus. We need more speed. Don't try to brake later, just concentrate harder. Slower class car ahead. Your lap time was 1:45.4.
Right side, clear right.
Okay, Nick, the next car is Sevla. Coming up on a slower class car.
On your right, clear right.
Approaching a group of slower cars. P6. There's an incident in GT1 EVO. Looks like it's white. What's going on, mate? Come on, get your act together. E7. Your lap time was at 1:45.1.
What's the gap to B6?
52 seconds.
Okay.
Coming up on a slower class car.
Jesus, that guy. It's a little slow.
Yeah, I know. I don't really know what the speed is normal for the LMP2.
Clear left.
I feel like in the corners they're just as fast. It's just in the straights that we're faster.
Yeah, but it's. I think this one has a bit more downforce. I don't know. I think I should have just left him more space.
Slower class car ahead.
On your left. Clear left.
One thing I have to say, having always driven GT cars, in a multi-class race like this, it is nice not having to look behind you the whole time.
Yeah. But then everything is your fault, even if it's not. Ooh. That was very bad.
Coming up on a slower car. That lap was at 1:45.9. That was 145.3. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the pace. Slower car ahead. This guy's their class leader.
Car left. Clear left.
Seventh position.
Track temp 29.
Okay.
You're approaching a group of slower class cars.
Left side. Clear left.
Coming up on a slower class car.
I'll be right back.
On your left. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
Left side. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead. Coming up on some slower cars, including their class leader.
Ooh, that's sad.
Car left. Clear left. Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace. Coming up on a slower car. Left side. Clear left.
quickest at the moment. Coming up on a slower class car.
Alrighty, how many laps we got?
6.
6 laps.
Car left. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
.0 at the line, I don't know.
That lap time was 1:44.6.
Clear right.
Well, you can try and see if you can get it to 0.1, but if not, then we'll just do 5.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Fuel level at the line.
Okay.
It's 0.0, so 0.0 laps. Man, if this was a 24-hour race, I would still have hopes for this.
Almost the same.
Okay. You can keep at it if you want, but if not, then...
Yeah, I'll try to lift a bit more.
Yeah, fuel saving is harder in this car because it uses so little fuel to begin with.
How far ahead is P6?
28.6. But I think they will be in either this lap or next lap. Yeah, this lap.
Savoir ahead is pitting.
So we're actually gonna get the position for a few laps.
Coming up on a slower class car.
Well, let's see who gets in that car.
The track temperature's falling. It's now 83 Fahrenheit.
Did they swap? Yeah, Hugo, yeah.
6th place.
I think you're faster than Hugo
Lap times are pretty consistent.
when you were in last time.
Hugo. That name sounds familiar. This is what's his last name? Oh,
Parent.
Hugo Parent. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Incident in the hairpin.
Alright, so I should be able to pass him on track, and then how far ahead is P? Oh no, we're not
That's
getting,
another four,
we're
that's
not-
another 4 laps.
We're not getting that. Alright.
Yeah, like I was just talking to, typing to Mike in the Discord channel, like,
Slower class car ahead.
we need Death to get P5.
On your left. Clear left.
Unless we can gain a lap on P5 every hour, but yeah.
.1, almost .2.
Yeah, I'm seeing 0.2 on mine, so did good.
Slower class car ahead.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
The leader, Worrell, is pitting. Slower class car ahead.
Whoa! What the hell?
Was he entering in the pits or what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like he came out so wide for no freaking
He was
reason.
in the middle. So he dead, I guess.
No, he didn't die.
No, yeah, he went into the
Okay.
pits. He just
It
Oh,
barely
man.
moved him. What about you?
Well, I don't know.
I can
it's
see
time
something,
loss.
but
well, we'll see on the back straight what your top speed is. I don't know if we got any damage.
Maybe it's an optional, so I don't know.
no worries. Just do the last lap.
Yeah, that's the same thing like that guy that it may have been Hugo last
Slower
time. I
cars
don't know
ahead,
whoever it
including the
was.
class leader.
That prototype that was like
Yeah,
if you didn't tell me he was going into the pits, it could have been a crash because he just came out so wide, you know.
Guys understeering quite a lot.
yeah,
I
do you
think.
want to come in now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pitting.
Yeah, because it does have some nose damage.
Yeah, it has something.
If there are optionals, are we taking it?
Yeah. That's we don't have a meatball. The car's just.
Car left,
Car
clear
right.
left.
No, I'm saying, are we taking the optional repairs or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. Top speed is not horrible.
Look out for the pit
Yeah,
speed
the speed I
limit
think
box
it
here.
was fine, but it feels
340
weird in
meters.
slow
We'll need
speed
to stop
corners.
again.
I'm putting 2.4
Box in,
ARBs
5,
and
4,
52.5
3,
with bias.
2, 1. Box now.
I think I'm gonna do 1.4. And I remember I can't change
Fuck,
it, so...
49 seconds optionals.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you think? Am I taking
Yeah.
it or no?
Yeah. We might as well take it because it's
Yeah.
gonna be. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
that much slower over the stint anyway.
It's not really drivable this way.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Fuck, yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't know. He was
No,
in the middle.
no,
I
he was-
had no
yeah,
idea
he was
what
just
he
in the
was
middle of the
doing.
road. That was retarded,
I
that
don't know.
guy. He did, like I said, he did the same thing that prototype did to me. Just like out, hanging out in the middle of the road for no reason.
Yeah, he didn't even move. What the fuck? Careful with 1.4 on the outlap. If you are used to it, then it's fine, but it will oversteer a bit too much on the outlap.
There's traffic on the exit. Keep it tight.
Am I clear?
Slow car ahead.
Yeah.
This guy's the class
Okay.
leader.
Clear left.
Cars should be fine after the repairs, but be careful just in case.
The guy in front is Santos.
It looks fine. Yeah. There's
We
no.
are-
There was visible damage before.
We are P6 anyway.
Yeah, that's because we passed them. They stopped 3 laps before us,
Coming up on some slower cars. They're class leaders. in
and
this
then we
group.
Yeah,
went
but-
across the line
Oh, okay.
before
yeah.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now we're P7. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Car left. Clear left.
The car might be tighter now because it tends to do that with a cooler track.
Car right. Clear right.
Oh, come on.
Tires are not up to temp yet. Just take it easy.
Left side. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
You're coming up on a slower car.
On your left. Clear left.
That lap was at 146.9.
On your right. Clear right.
Slower class car ahead.
Car left. Clear left.
P7. P6, you've just done at 145.8.
Can I have a lap with no traffic, please?
Yeah, no fun allowed. So I just crunched some numbers. In order to get P5,
Slower
if
class
they
car
don't
ahead.
die, we need to average 3 seconds a lap faster.
3 seconds.
Yeah. But I feel like if it would have been in the heat the rest of the race, we could have actually done that, because our car was good in the heat, like really good.
Worst timing ever. Oh.
On your left. Clear left.
White behind is pitting now.
Did not think
Could have
he
been
was
better,
gonna...
yeah, but
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to let me go, so I was going to tuck in behind him.
Sectors 1 and 2 are 0.2 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. Coming up on a slower class car.
so with that whole kerfuffle that Pedro had, where the gap is just back just over a minute. But you're still,
Right
like,
side.
once you got up to speed, you're
Clear
almost
right.
2 seconds a lap faster. Or the last lap you were 2 seconds faster. I don't know what the traffic situation was, but looking at the minimap, it doesn't look too bad.
It just sucks. You can have traffic and you're okay because of like when you catch them, and then you can have traffic where it just destroys your lap because of where you catch
Yeah. Yeah, it ebbs and flows, but it's just like you can do some things to make it less harsh. Like for
Yeah,
example, if you
definitely.
catch a GT in a corner where you can't pass, you can back off early to make sure you get the exit.
Exactly, yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah. So I mean, different people handle that differently, but I think there's definitely time to be gained in understanding how to do that better.
There's an incident in turn 1. We think it might be water.
Oh, that's a sad Lambo.
You've just done a 145.7. Coming up on a slower class car.
Car right, clear right.
I think that shouldn't that technically be a technical flag? Because they don't have any rear lights.
True.
Like, especially in a category where you have brake lights.
Man, I overslowed for hairpin like crazy that time.
Yeah, you'll find it.
I'm gonna try my second gear in the hairpin next lap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Slower class car ahead.
On your left, clear left.
Yep, I'm green
Yeah.
out of the hairpin. What?
Yeah, see, I just feel like the car sounds like it bogs there.
At first, but I guess because you have so much more traction, that
Yeah, maybe.
like I'm always green afterwards.
Slow car ahead. This is the leader for their class.
Come on, this lap is in the 44s. Please don't ruin it for me. Ah.
P7.
Yeah. Ruined it a little bit for me, not too much. That was a horrible sunset.
Barely.
P6.
Oh.
Coming up on a slower class car. incident in. Tower.
You're gonna get him.
Left side, clear left.
Trying to catch up to Ryan again. That's good.
I'm coming up on a slower car.
Dirt there won't help. This is the first car I've seen where you can't go over the dirt there, you know?
I don't know if it's because our diff is a bit loose, maybe. I have a feeling like some of the other sets we tried where we couldn't control it on power had tighter diffs. Whereas this is a bit more forgiving on traction.
Slower class car ahead.
On your right. Clear right.
Why did it not turn in there?
I think you slightly got the right front on the marbles.
Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
So at the line the gap was a minute 0.3.
Right side. Clear right.
Slower class car ahead.
I don't know how he takes that curb. It just doesn't work for me. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm going slower.
no, doesn't work for me either. Yeah, instead of using that curve, I maybe over-accelerate a little bit to just kick the rear like 5-10 degrees and then use that to rotate. That works for me at least.
left side. Clear left.
Incident in Gender bien. Coming up on a slower class car.
You know, all the way through all these sectors, I'm like even with my optimal, and then back sectors come,
Sixth
and it's
place.
gone.
Yeah.
Even right now, I'm only 900ths above my optimal. Which side are you going?
On your left. Clear left.
I think right now you're at the part of the stint where the tires have begun to wear a little,
shit.
but you still have fuel in the
Car
car.
left.
So
Hold your line. Clear left.
but yeah, there's a part in the middle of the stint where the tires have started to wear a bit, but you still have some fuel in the car, so it's not really faster, it's a bit slower.
I'm saying I feel like I lose, you know, if I get the hairpin right, I lose all my time in like the chicane and Le Mans.
Slower class car ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the car is still heavy and the tires have already started to go off a bit. But then once the fuel burns off, it gets faster again.
Car right. Clear right.
It was the same thing when we ran the LMP2 last year, where like the fastest lap would also be almost always be the end lap.
Coming up on a slower car. That was a 146.0.
Ah, fuck.
Alright, Nick, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines.
Yeah, if you can if you can do that without the car getting sideways, it's still semi-fast.
Yeah, I didn't really lose time, but I didn't want BX.
I think we're good on incidents. Unless something dumb happens now, it should be okay.
There's a group of slower cars ahead.
Oh my god. Oh, this is annoying.
Right side. Clear right.
Slower car ahead. This is their class leader.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Oh, fuck.
Slow car ahead. This guy's their class leader. That lap was at 1:45.6. Slower class
I
car
was ahead of my optimal until the hairpin.
Yeah, turn 1 looked really good that lap.
Overshooting Cunningham all the time now, too.
Left side. Clear left.
My optimal's a 44.3, and I've been nowhere near that this session.
No, no. My fastest actual is a 0.3, but
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get back to it. Maybe this coming stint I can, but
7th position. That Last lap was a 1:45.2.
Like I said in the beginning of the race, consistency is going to be the
Consistency, keep it up.
problem.
Coming up on a slower class car.
Yeah, it's weird because this car doesn't really reward pushing 110%. But I think, like, overall the consistency is not bad. It's just there's some situations with traffic that I personally would have maybe done
Oh my god,
differently.
that was
Keep it within the track limits.
Yeah,
All right,
cut
clear
that
right.
pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, let me
Yeah,
know, you know, what, yeah, go ahead. Oh my god, why am I overshooting Cunningham every time right now? I'm also really bad at talking and driving.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's
you
why
were
I was going to shut up in the corner.
Oh.
No, yeah, like I said, a little bit of traffic management, and I mean, pure speed, you're already pretty close anyway, so... Like in the heat, you're still the fastest car on track, so... And there's no like one method to
Slower class car
get
ahead.
good at multi-class racing. It's just learning by doing.
We think P5 has binned it in the hairpin.
F.
Oh my god. Oh.
Slower class car ahead.
That's the first P2 that's done that to me there. Where they just
Yeah.
want to stay completely online.
I think if you showed your nose earlier instead of just following initially, he would have maybe kept over. Same thing there, I
Alright.
would have maybe shown intent. into
Clear
the
right.
sunset.
Slower car ahead. It's their class leader. Incident in turn 1. It looks like Rice. P7.
On your right. Clear right.
P6, you've just done a 146.2. Okay, Nick, you've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. Coming up on a slower class car.
Oh, no, 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 no. Come on, no, fuck.
We've just had a warning for cutting the track.
You've got about 5 laps.
Wilfred?
Huh?
Is it Wilfred?
So far it looks like it.
Turns fine?
Seemed like it.
Okay.
Let's see
I'll
what
check
our top
top
speed
speed.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell? Fuck.
Bad luck, Nick.
Oh,
Don't rush.
really?
Get it running. Get it back in the race.
Out of alignment.
I
you need
can't
to
even
top-
move.
Really?
Called into the pits by the stewards.
The engine blew up from that?
The engine blew up? From
Yeah.
hitting the wall?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Holy fuck.
Man. Oh, sorry, that was fucking... Oh, I don't even know what the fuck happened.
I think you just broke too late. Really?
I don't know. The wheel was like cockeyed
Just pitting.
a little bit to the right, but I mean, when I went at Le Mans, it like, you know, still turned. It didn't feel odd when turning, but I don't know if maybe a little extra steering angle would have felt different. Oh, my bad. Damn.
Maybe it had some damage from before, I don't know.
Wow. Well, I think that's the race. Required repairs is 40 minutes. And
Yeah,
then
we
optional
look
is
straight
22.
going back to.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you were looking at the speed and then missed your braking point. If I'm completely honest.
I was looking at the speed and I was trying to see, like, am I getting into 7th? And what's funny is I think I was a little down on speed. And I was, like, waiting to get into 7th. And then I carried too much speed into there.
Yeah. You broke way too late. Yeah. Oh well,
Fuck.
shit happens. Wasn't the perfect race to begin with.
Yeah, but man, I really wanted to catch freaking P6.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you turned in at the last cone while braking. I think you even turned in before. Or, you broke after you turned in. Or as you were turning in, yeah. I don't know, maybe if you had not tried to turn in more, like when it got loose, I think maybe, but...
The thing is, it didn't really feel loose until it let go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it still felt like it was gripping.
When you enter a bit wide and too much speed, it's really difficult to do anything because there's also a lot of marbles. So if you try to turn, maybe you lose it like it happened. If you try to just stop the car, maybe you end up on the wall anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when the hell did I start?
Yeah, because the engine definitely popped when you hit the wall.
Yeah, I was like way past the 1 when I started braking. Oh man. Fuck. Sucks.
Yeah, shit happens. I've done worse, if not similar. Similar, if not worse, even.
I'm normally like all the teams I've been on, I'm normally like the clean one, you know? Like this is like really pissing me off.
Yeah, I mean, if
Ugh.
this is your first outing in a prototype, then
See right?
it.
See
I
like
think the car.
huh?
I think the car had a bit of damage on the right side, but looking at the replay from my end, the wheel looks straight down the back straight. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the floor had a bit of damage and you broke late and like the perfect storm.
Like
You know?
I was about to get on throttle when this thing let loose. Like so right at the last cone on the like after you start turning right, the other cones on the side. At that last cone there was when I was gonna be getting on throttle.
Oh, you got off the
And,
brakes there.
yeah, I got off the brakes. Like it felt completely gripped. It felt
Yeah.
but it doesn't even feel like I had liftoff oversteer. I mean, the GT3R has liftoff oversteer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No, I think that because if the brakes sort of slightly overloaded the fronts, when you then got off the brakes, the fronts gripped up and the rear couldn't like keep up with it.
it just it let like when I hit the wall before, I felt that let go. You know what I mean? I did not feel this let go. It was like it felt fine, and then it
I
was gone.
think
You know?
I think it was a combination of you getting off the brakes so the front regained grip, but if you look at the replay, just as it goes loose or as it goes loose, it's just when you do a downshift. So it's like a combination of everything, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, with the downshift, it really goes. And then the fact that you don't just miss that first wall. I think if you had hit the second wall, the wall that goes all the way under the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been, well, not fine, but okay. But I think the fact that you hit that first wall,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was still a hit at, what, 40, 45?
Yeah, I think it's the downshift that
Yeah.
unsettled the car.
But I can't believe the
Because
engine blew up from that. That's like the weirdest thing.
no,
Yeah.
it's the first time I see it, but
Yeah.
we don't usually crash backwards. So
Oh,
Fucking hell.
fuck.
yeah, I think the downshift you have to be very careful when you miss a braking and you are trying to slow down the car as quickly as possible. If you just spam the downshift, the rears will not hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's better to brake as hard as you can, but be careful with the downshift.
Yeah, I did not feel that one coming at all.
No, I think it was a combination of like I said before, like
Yeah, it was like a
the,
perfect
the,
storm,
the
I guess.
yeah, the front's being overloaded with the brakes, so it's slightly understeered. Then coming off the brakes as you did the downshift, yeah.
Good. 2 litres remaining.
Move it.
No, the engine does not start. The starter is buzzing like crazy, but the engine is gone. Yeah, no, it's not happening. F's in chat, guys.
40 minutes, right? 620
Ooh.
laps.
People are brawling in VSCA, Pedro. Like the LMP2s are just dive bombing GTs and killing everybody. It's amazing. Good racing. 40-second penalty right there. Well,
What's
one
that?
lap, one lap stop and hold.
special.
One lap stop and hold.
What's VSCA?
It's the league we did last year.
Okay.
They basically do all of the iRacing endurance, or the IMSA style ones, anyway, as a private session. But they do it on the same dates, so they're doing it now. And then they do all sorts of IMSA sprint races as well. We thought it would be interesting to do it like a full season with points and everything, and it looked intriguing, but the rules have potential, but the organizers are just a bit, I don't want to say dense, but they're a bit hard to negotiate with, if you will.
Yeah, it's like they have their own idea of doing things and they want to do it that way.
No.
Which, I mean, is fine, but when almost the entire driver lineup of the entire league is saying, wait, are you sure this is working? Even after 3 races, then yeah.
No.
Because there were some things that worked really well, but there were some other things that really didn't. Like, a penalty would be judged based on the severity of the damage the other party received, for example. Like the smallest touch we had was it Mid-Ohio? The one where we got the one left stop and hold at the end of the race?
Yeah, because of a lap car that was not very helpful.
Very fast, or like actually in the way as well. So yeah, we gave them a slight tap, but because of that tap, they spun and hit a guardrail, and they got a meatball for that. So because it was our first, no, I think second incident in the race, but because they got a meatball, we got sentenced harsher than if they hadn't done, because it was the severity of the damage that decided the penalty. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, the 3 or 4 attempts of passing him before, when he had blue flags and he didn't yield or he didn't cooperate in any way, those didn't matter.
Penalty should be based on what you did, not their damage.
Yeah. And then I think the blue flag rules were that you didn't have to let anybody by unless they attempted a move. So if there was dirty air and you couldn't get close enough to make a move, then tough tits. It wasn't so bad in the P2, but I could imagine in the LMDh it would be horrible.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, at the end of last year, we had the P2 pretty dialed. Because we did so many races. I think it was a 10 lap or 10 race calendar. So like the big 4 that iRacing has, Daytona, Sebring, Glen, and Petit Le Mans, and then I think there was 6 sprint races.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember all of them.
What was it? It was Laguna, Motorsport, Mid-Ohio. We didn't do VIR, thank fuck. Oh, was it only 4 sprint races? I don't remember now. Yeah, we did Road America as well. Yeah, so 4 sprint races, 4 endurance races, yeah. But it was interesting because I hadn't really, like, what was it? Mid-Ohio and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park I didn't have, so it was interesting to do races there. And then I hadn't even done, I don't think I've done Laguna Seca since MX-5s. So doing multi-class there was fun as well. And then the whole strategy aspect with full course cautions and stuff was also interesting. I just wish they did a safety car instead of 2 stationary zones on the track. Like, each class had to park up on track, and then they would sort out, like, lap cars so that the leaders of the respective classes could get in the
Water behind is pitted.
head of the queue. And then we did a pace lap, where people could pit if they wanted to, and then everybody who was a lap or more down after the pit stop, we returned to the stationary stop or points, and then everybody who was a lap or more down got 1 lap back. So I mean, it took forever to do a caution with a stationary car, and like the prototypes are especially sensitive to tire pressure, so you would just be sitting stationary for maybe 10 minutes, and then somebody would die again because tires were stone cold.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what did you, I mean, up until that point, what did you think of the LMDh?
It's definitely a different animal, but it's cool. I'm always up for the challenge, but yeah, I'm gonna need to put in a little more time in this car. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't even remember what the next race is. Is that Nürburgring actually? Oh no, it's the Road America 500.
Road America 500. I don't even think I know
Yeah,
what that is.
the old IMSA cars, the Nissan and the
Oh,
Audi. Is the car still just trying to start, or is it another car in the pit lane? Because I'm hearing it started just buzzing away somewhere.
I'm looking at
mm,
my crash right now. I'm on my first
I
jump.
don't hear anything.
I think it's our car. Starters just. Yeah, so it's Road America. I don't actually remember if that's a team event. And
I
then
have no
everybody
idea, but I don't have any of those cars, so
at the Nissan. It's scary to drive. Very scary. Like boost lag is definitely a thing in that car. It's if you're like below the boost threshold where the turbo works in second gear, and you just keep it pinned until it reaches boost, you're gonna die. 110%, you're not gonna live it. Unless you're in an absolute straight line. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna attempt the Road America 500, but it's only because I'm a sucker for Road America. I don't know what it is with that track, but it just clicks with me.
yeah, it says it is a team event.
I think the first few times they did it, you could do it solo, but I don't know if it's the VRS endurance kind of team event where you can do it solo.
You got to tell me if there's a trick to the last corner on that track. I like that track too, and for the most part I'm quick, but I'm very
It's
inconsistent with that last corner for some
sort
reason.
of like actually sort of like the corner you went off in the first time on that lap. Kind of. Except it's flat and doesn't have camber. Like I don't know. It's difficult to describe.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but for some reason I'll always maybe it's the car, maybe it's the GT3R or something the way they have it now, but
Yeah, because
I
like
haven't.
the way you approach that corner is you come from the right side of the track, and then you brake diagonally across the track, but you have to sort of straighten the car up to the like left edge of the track at the end of the braking zone, and then let the car roll in and do a semi-late apex.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So you get a good exit onto the straight.
have a tendency to push wide, almost like Le Mans.
Yeah, I mean, me too, but like that's like when I actually decide to do it right, it's like that.
Yeah.
The thing is though, if you do run the Nissan, it's such a physical car to drive, because I'm like one of those people. If the car has an H pattern gearbox, I'm gonna use an H pattern gearbox. So at least it's a dog box, so you don't have to clutch every time, but still.
Mm-hmm.
April 14th, so that's in what, 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. If I don't have anything else to do that weekend, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I guess the next big team events are gonna be GT3.
That's definitely my wheelhouse.
Oh well, the next big one, and then we have the LMDh for the Glen, and then GT3s again for Spa. So it's the next big events are Nürburgring, Glen, and Spa. But what did you say? You like a GT3R type specialist?
I honestly, again, I just don't put in the seat time that much, and I keep driving the Porsches because the only thing I really run is any PCA events, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, if the
like, I feel like the M4 is probably a better car for an endurance race.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we way back before we decided to do prototypes, we used to run the AMG a lot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I really do enjoy a front engine rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah. I'm definitely a front engine guy. At heart. I had all my BMWs before I had my Porsches.
Yeah. That being said, the Audi did quite well at Bathurst, even though it was down on straight line speed.
I literally just hopped into the Audi in like a test drive session once, and I feel like all that thing wanted to do was spin on me. And I'm like, nope, let's try a different car. What?
How long ago was that? Because I think with the
like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, back then it was like, look at the steering wheel and it killed you. But like now it's actually decent.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the first Nürburgring 24. The guys I was running with at that point, we had this like marvelous idea that we would run the R8 for the Nürburgring. Back when it was, the tire model was ice racing basically, and if you had a slide, it would snap. You could not save it. The tire model has come a long way since then, but yeah. And I think we went to the penultimate lap of the first stint, so like lap 7 or something. And then in that miss-hit complex, that triple right-hander. One of our guys just slightly nibbled the first curb in that complex, and then the car went around, and we were still in a train, so we got T-boned by 20 other cars, and it was horrible.
Damn.
It was almost like a turn 2 kind of crash at Bathurst on the opening lap. It was horrible. And then the slower classes after that of course didn't slow down, so then they piled in, and yeah.
So what's worse, that or me blowing an engine in Sunset?
I have to say, I'm low-key kind of impressed. Like, I don't think I've ever blown the engine in this car. Like, I've had some dumb crashes, but I haven't actually managed to kill the engine.
Yeah, I think
But
last
nah.
time here, I ran the M4 GT3.
Yeah, I think the M4 was the car of choice at Bathurst as well. Just up until that, I think there was a BOP midweek leading up to Bathurst. And then I think the BMW got slightly nerfed, and some other cars didn't really like. Some car, I think 3 or 4 cars got nerfed, and then the others didn't get touched. So the BMW kind of fell back into the pack, and then the Porsche was sort of the car to run, I think.
I just don't like the Porsche since the most recent updates. Like, well, okay, maybe the most recent helped fix a little bit, but I guess like when they did like major updates, I don't know, like a month or two ago, whenever that was, I feel like.
Oh yeah, when they
like,
applied new damage model.
Yeah, I feel like the lift-off oversteer on that car is just unrealistic, like very unrealistic. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be so careful when transitioning from brake to throttle. It's just not. I don't know. Like, I've driven Porsches on track, and I have a 911, and like that's just not what it does.
I think it's weird with this car as well. Like when it's on old damage model, you can't run it like in ESS, for example. You can't run it as low to the ground as you can in IMSA because the floor interacts differently with bumps on old damage model. It's like you bottom out in weird places that you wouldn't do on new damage model. It's very, very weird.
Interesting. I didn't even know these cars bottomed out, or like iRacing would let you bottom it out.
Like we had it at Daytona when we were practicing. They did the same thing where ESS and IMSA was like ESS was 2 weeks before, and then IMSA was the week leading up to running Daytona. In ESS, you would have to run a different setup with a higher ride height in order to, first of all, not bottom out on the oval, and then second of all, in the bus stop, if you hit the initial apex wrong, the rear diffuser would bottom out on that and then just flip you around. Like it.
Wow.
And then on new damage model, same setup, it would work perfectly. Same line, same setup. It's very weird.
So your GT3 of choice right now is what, the AMG or the BMW?
Well, that's a funny thing because it used to be the AMG, but I haven't really actively driven GT3 since the new AMG came out. So I think the only active cars right now I have are the Audi, the Porsche, and the Ford, really. And the Ford was supposedly pretty quick around Bathurst as well, but nobody, no setup shop really had anything for it. So
yeah, I feel like no one really drives the Fords.
My first endurance race was in the Ford GT. It was pretty good. My first Daytona 24 was in the Ford GT. Won on debut. Just saying, it's a good car. has a very special place for me. But then again, in the first Le Mans, we were talking about. I think we actually ran the Ford GT2. But that was with the old HPD, the GT1s, and the GT2.
Yeah, all the Fords in iRacing confuse me. There's like so many different versions of the Ford GT, and I can't tell what's in what class. Like, what is the GT2s were like running with the GT3s, weren't they? Or like, it was weird.
No. FIA GT2 was a different class. I think
but
it
I'm
was
saying in iRacing, you know, like
no, it didn't. No, the old Ford GT has two different like classes. It has the GT3 version and the GT2 version.
Okay.
They're like, I think the model is exactly the same, but the way it drives obviously is different.
No.
Sort of like the 488 has a GT3 and a GTE version. I think the external model are pretty close on those two.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of then.
But the GT2 has a no lift but no blip sequential transmission, and the GT3 has no lift and blip sequential transmission. So the GT2 doesn't auto blip. You need to manually blip on downshifts. And then it has individually adjustable gears as well. And a lot more power.
Where are you from, by the way?
Denmark.
And like you grew up there?
Yeah.
Really? Sounds like you lived in the U.S. at some point.
Yikes.
Yeah, I can see you coming from like Boston or something.
I don't know how to feel about that. But I mean, growing up on video games and American TV shows maybe does that, so.
I mean, does everyone in Denmark like sound like you? Because then maybe that's just like the
No,
type of English you guys speak or something.
Some people have a lot more accent, I think. Danish accent, which whenever I hear it sounds, I can't take it personally. It sounds so awkward. Because it's sort of like, so like Denmark is a fairly small country, but we do still have some sort of local dialects. And I think whenever people have a Danish accent, they usually sound like they have like the dialect from Copenhagen, and personally I can't, that dialect doesn't work with me. It sounds cringy, in my opinion. But no, I think if you what's a good Danish dialect or like cringy dialect? I guess if you heard like interviews from Metallica from the early 80s, Lars's dialect is pretty thick.
I'll have to look it up.
And then we've had some foreign ministers in the near past that's also been very questionable in their English abilities, which I think is just fucking embarrassing, to be honest. Like you're supposed to be a foreign representative of this country, and you don't even, like, you can't express yourself properly in English. That's very concerning.
I think that happens in a lot of countries.
Yeah, but I just feel like that's just simply not good enough. Like
we had some examples of that in Spain too.
Oh yeah, speaking of dialects, I think Kevin Magnussen's dialect is also pretty typically Danish.
Okay.
If you follow F1.
Yeah. But, I mean, his isn't also really that bad either.
Yeah, for me, I don't know, he has an accent, but it's... I don't know, I can't understand him.
Yeah. His is okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like
You
there
just
are
like it doesn't even
obvious.
sound like you have one. That's what I'm saying. You sound like you're from here. Maybe not a New Yorker, like I said, maybe Boston or something. But you know,
Yeah,
it sounds just like very clean and proper.
I think there was a point when I did a lot of online
Go, go, go!
gaming when I lived alone before I met my current living girlfriend,
Hmm.
and there were some days if I was like doing home schooling or something, like home studying, there were some days where I wouldn't even speak Danish. Like, I mean, so I guess, yeah, I guess in my private life, at some point, I used English more than Danish. So I guess that helps.
By the way, there's like 8 minutes left of required, but then 20 optional.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
technically, we still wouldn't be last, but I think even what lap is the leader on? I think technically, if the 196 started the race, they could overtake us, but I think technically we can't fall out of the top 10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't mind just letting the car rest.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just curious if they fix the engine with the option with the required repairs, but I don't think.
You think the engine is not part of the required, it's part of the optional?
I guess the required it's the minimum for the car to be running, but I don't know.
Okay, Nick,
You never
the
know
next
with
car is
the
Lehman.
with the racing damage.
It still doesn't start, by the way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't start. I'm just curious to see if they repair it with the required, but I'm fine if we just let the car rest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been through a lot. Bless it.
Yep.
I still feel bad about that crash I had at Bathurst.
What happened at Bathurst?
Well, we were chasing down, what was it? Was it P3 or P4 or something stupid like that?
I don't remember
Where,
anymore.
where did we end up? Let me look at the results. Because it was that place we actually ended up gaining anyway. So yeah, I noticed on the on my standings that I was. Yeah, okay, we were chasing down P5 with a semi-damaged car. It had aero damage at that point. It was driving straight. So I was chasing down this Merc to try and get P5. And, well, basically, I hadn't really been pushing up until that point, but when I started to notice that I was actually gaining on him, I started to like give it 5% more. And then at one point on top of the mountain, just the left-hander before Skyline, I don't know if I turned in slightly late or the car understeered or whatever, but I went wide exiting that corner, got onto that rumble strip that's there, and then, yeah, I somehow hit the inside wall and only got 5 degrees of steering damage. But it was
That was
still,
it?
yeah, it was still horrible.
Oh yeah,
And then
I remember in the steering.
yeah, and then I remember Pedro was supposed to finish the car, and I'm like, fuck, it has steering damage, and he's like, let me get in, and then he goes out and drives, and he's like, my old Twingo had worse steering than this, and then he caught him anyway. So
Oh, that's funny.
but yeah, I felt bad because like at that point of the race, once the track really cooled down, we started to really gain some pace.
And this was in the Audi?
Yeah. The problem with the Audi was, I don't think it was top speed per se. It was, there's a little deficit in top speed, but most of the other cars were turbo cars. So like the initial grunt off the corner was just better than us with the
Yeah,
naturally aspirated V10. We didn't really have to drive off the corner than the other cars did. So it was very difficult for us to do anything at the end of the straights because like the slow corners, they would just run away to begin with, and then we couldn't catch back up.
well, I think we also had a safer setup on the through the mountain than most people, so that also didn't help with the top speed.
Yeah, but I mean, again, then over the top of the mountain, we were, I think, quickest.
Yeah.
Okay, does it start?
The engine is working.
Oh,
It's working?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes left of required and it's working.
oh,
Really?
interesting. So required does fix the engine.
Yeah.
You know what would be
Ooh.
really interesting? Since there's 20 minutes of optional left. If you take it out, what's still wrong with it?
I think steering will be bent. It will have aero damage, so it won't go fast in a straight either.
I bet
But
it'll be crab walking.
yeah,
That
yeah,
bad.
for sure.
Yeah, it will probably be dangerous to drive.
Let's do it. No, 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 no. Oh, well. Speaking of sim racing, what do you guys think about the whole F1 esports kerfuffle that's going on?
What's going on?
It's basically getting exposed how easy it is to cheat in F1 22.
Oh yeah, I
Really?
saw some guy with a folder open with a lot of
Yeah,
cheating
yeah.
programs or something like that, and he said he was just testing them for EA or something.
Yeah, but then the funny thing is that Jimmy Broadbent has been doing a few videos on that now, and he's reached out to somebody from Cody's or Codemasters in EA, and they've said to Jimmy that we have no pro drivers testing cheats for us right now, which is interesting. So no, the whole thing is basically there's this driver in F1 esports. Well, F1 esports is over now, but he's still doing like PSGL. I think it's a fairly high tier league in F1, and basically the whole grid is not directly but hinting that he is using some sort of grip hack. And that sparked a lot of debate, and now every F1 YouTuber right now is basically showing how easy it is to apply the cheats, and that the limited in-game anti-cheat there is doesn't catch it even if you go online. And there's been a post on Reddit where one of the developers of the cheat has done an AMA where he's basically said this is how easy it is and this is how easy it would be to stop it, and yeah. But EA and Codemasters have basically been silent on it. So they've done nothing about it, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to do anything about it. So now every F1 YouTuber right now is basically pushing to get something done about it.
I've always been very surprised to begin with that the premier sim racing esport is F1, because that's basically a video game compared to like iRacing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Like I never understood that.
But I mean, what was the prize money? The prize money this year, I think, was $750,000.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's the premier sim racing esport right now. You know.
Yeah, and it's taken a big hit right now with all this cheating, speculation, and stuff. Because the thing is, like, with this big of a prize pool, I don't get why they haven't done LAN events. It's been online the entire tournament. So people have been sitting at their home rig, just being able to do basically whatever.
You sign up for the beta for Rensport?
No.
I have. I'm still waiting.
I mean, the footage I've seen from it seems promising.
Yeah, they're saying I think it drives like a cross between R Factor 2 and Automobilista 2, I think.
Well, depending on what aspects it got from R Factor and Automobilista, that can be both good and bad.
Yeah. Granted, I never again put in the seat time, but you know, I downloaded R Factor 2 and a set of Corsa, and like I literally tried each one for maybe an hour, and it went right back to iRacing. I feel like iRacing, like that correlation I was telling you between like real life and the sim, I only feel it in iRacing. I don't feel it in anything else.
That's interesting, because I've heard some pro drivers say that iRacing sort of feels like you're driving on a dry track with rain tires, compared to something like R Factor, for example. But I don't know.
What are they trying to say with rain tires? As in, like they overheat quickly or something?
Yeah, so like the feeling of the tire is mushy or not very defined, if you will.
Well, what I was gonna say is I feel like it's lacking a lot of grip compared to real life. But besides that, I think it drives. Like I said, I got my M2 to the point where it feels just like the sim and vice versa. You know?
Yeah. But I think was it Nicky Team? Yeah, he did a comparison.
I don't like him at all. I've heard so many stupid things come out of his mouth.
Yeah,
he might as well be saying 2 + 2 is 5, you know?
Yeah, he did a comparison video with it was AC iRacing and R Factor 2, where he compared the Porsche Cup car to each other at Nürburgring Grand Prix, I think. And he said the overall experience, I think, was best on R Factor, but then again, it was just hot lapping. But I just distinctly remember he said...
says that R Factor 2 is the best, has the best physics. I mean, that's what everyone always says. And R Factor Pro is what most F1 teams base their sims on, you know? So, I'm sure it's not actually bad, but... And I would say I liked it way better than ACC or anything, you know? But... I don't know, I just feel like iRacing just does it right for the most part.
Yeah, I think the thing that still attracts me to iRacing more than any of the other sims I have Automobilista 1 and 2. Yeah, it's the like here a quarter to every even hour there's an IMSA race and there's gonna be like 400 people signed up. Like you're guaranteed to have I was about to say clean race, but like you're at least guaranteed to have a competitive race. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's the whole scheduling thing is what does it mostly for me in iRacing.
No.
I'm sure there are other, like for hot lapping, for example, I would maybe go to a set of Corsa instead. Just for driving on my own, but I think for racing I wouldn't go any other way than iRacing.
See, Assetto Corsa felt like a video game to me. I don't know.
For me, ACC, the tires are like more predictable than in iRacing.
Well, that's the thing. Like to me, like I felt, you know how I say like iRacing doesn't have enough grip. I feel like ACC is way too much grip. You know, like it's.
Yeah, well, for example, this car, the LMDh, compared to the real ones, we have too much aero grip. Like
yeah, I don't know if it's too much grip or too much speed or something, but it's it's a lot. What was the qualifying?
You're saying the car we just drove has too much grip relative to the real one?
Yeah, on fast corners, yeah. On slow corners, I think it's similar to what you can see on the TV. It obviously is nothing. It's not really a good comparison, but fast corners, it is too fast on iRacing.
Yeah, the quality.
Le Mans is crazy, and the chicane at Daytona, it was crazy too. You see that they were struggling a lot there on the real race.
If that is too much grip, then I want to know what a real one feels like. It must feel like a death trap.
No, but because
it looked like it in qualifying at Daytona, actually.
yeah,
It looked very sketchy.
yeah, I think the quali there was one guy that lost the car because he had a bit of wind at the rear. And he just lost the car completely entering the first left-hander. In iRacing there, the car just, it's like, it's on rails. You slightly touch the brake and it's like it's on rails. Like in the real race, when they were waiting behind a GT3 through the chicane, they barely lose any time because they were not going that much faster when they were in clean air.
I mean,
but
let's just take Sebring for an example. In qualifying last weekend, the fastest BMW did a 146.7. I'm pretty sure Top Split just now did 41s, if not 40s.
Yeah.
So I mean, 6 seconds over a 1 minute 45 second lap. That's a lot. And then the actual pole time was a 148 or 145.8.
Yeah, during the race, I think they were doing 150s with hot track or with some traffic.
Let's see. Is there a way to see race? Well, yeah, race results, yeah. They did 322 laps in the race. And this race is projected to do 401. Given there's cautions and stuff in real life, but...
No.
The best race lap time was 48.4. From that was actually a BMW. 48.399. So yeah, we have something different.
Did you guys saw the top 3 taking each other out? With
Just
20
now?
minutes to go. No, I mean in the real race.
Oh, no.
Last week. 20 minutes to go.
Yeah,
top
crazy.
3 were close, and then the guy in P3, like, they encountered a couple of GT3s going side by side, fighting each other. And I think it was the leader that couldn't pass, and the guy behind just tried to pass anyway. All of them, so he ended up on the grass into.
You know, I think he took out the Porsche on purpose because he let go of his brakes at that point. He could have hit the brakes. And he was his brakes were going on and off. I think he was aiming for the Porsche.
Yeah, I don't know. So he just crossing the grass. He ended up in the track again, and he took out the leader, and then the guy in P3 crashed with him.
You have to watch it because like it's like the timing of it. If you think about turn
Yeah.
2 is where he went onto the grass, and turn 3 what goes all the way to the right, and then you're back left. You know what I'm saying? And there were so many cars there, and which car did he take out? The one that he was battling with. You know, it's like
I don't think it's intentional. He's on the grass and like it's. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a mess though.
then that's a big coincidence. You know.
So I think the LMP2 leader ended up on P3 overall. Because only two GTPs ended up on the lead lap.
Yeah, the rest of the field was out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a mess though. Holy shit.
And then on the WEC the day before, like every car was braking. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go if we agree that this car needs to rest.
Yeah. I think we can definitely agree on that. Sorry, guys.
No worries, shit happens.
Gonna have to put in some time in this car.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect race anyway. And yeah, shit happens.
It's literally my job is to just be the clean one. Ask Mike, we were in the PCA Team Racing Series. I finished each one of our races, and even the last one, him and Martinell took our incidents up to 2 left. I had to run a half-hour stint with only 2 incidents available, and rode a nice, clean, perfect stint, got us up into P2 or whatever it was, you know? It's like, that's what I do. Like, this is what's so upsetting right now. I'm not the one that fucks it up.
I think we are all still learning the car anyway. We didn't have a very clean Daytona also. So... Anyway, I'll try to learn the end of the lap at the Nürburgring for the race. And try to love the track a bit more.
So, which cars do you have available? Pedro, you have the Audi and the Porsche, right?
Yeah.
Do we think we can control the Porsche for 24 hours?
I don't think I can control any car there for 24 hours. So, just to be clear, I will be the one to crash in that race.
Yeah.
I'll try to crash as late as possible, but I will crash.
Well, to be honest, you said that at Bathurst, but it never really materialized.
Yeah, maybe I said that, but it was close a few times, I think.
The track temperature's decreasing.
Yeah,
It's now
honestly,
79
I'm surprised we finished Bathurst. I wasn't counting on that.
The pole lap. I was just gonna say the pole lap for Team Redline for this was 141.6.
Yeah, so that's, what was that, 6 seconds faster than real life. I mean, and I get that there's not the, oh shit, I'm gonna die if I crash feeling, but the car is faster in sim than it is in real life.
Maybe the tires don't have enough grip, but the downforce we're getting in this car is too much. Also, the way the hybrid works has nothing to do with real life. But
the
I guess
real
it's more fun this way. But
the real one is supposed to, if you use the hybrid, it's supposed to dull down the actual engine, so that like whatever, depending on what hybrid setting you use, it's controlling your fuel usage, not the power output.
Mhm.
I realize now that I'm not sure how actually to pronounce your first name.
Oh, I say Shabal, but
Jabal?
Shabal, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people just call me either Shibby or Nip. That's easier.
Okay. I'm gonna try to attempt to spell this now, because I can't copy it from the iRacing results.
Oh, what? Oh, which one? My last name?
Yeah, no, at least I have it up here. There's no double Y in there. Get out of there. Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt to
Oh, dude,
pronounce it.
I don't even say my last name right. It's okay. I don't have the tongue for it.
What that this may sound weird, but is it some sort of, yeah, it's some sort of foreign name, obviously, but
Oh, it's Indian. I'm Bengali.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say Indian, but I didn't want to step on anyone if it wasn't, so.
You know what it is? My the rest of my family, it's actually Banerjee, which if you've been to England, you've probably seen a lot of Banerjees over there. But when Britain took over India, they changed everyone's last name. But then when my dad went to do his MD PhD, the university made him change it back to the original way, which is why I have this last name.
Interesting.
and I'm probably still gonna change it to Banerjee eventually because I promised my wife. My wife is Spanish, and her last name was Lopez, so she changed it to this. And I told her that I would change it to Banerjee, so she was like, "Okay." But we have
Okay,
not done that yet.
but you're not. Yeah.
So where are you copying my last name to? What are you doing right now?
We have the results archive in the Discord channel.
Oh, okay. So you need to write down who took out the car, right?
No, it's just like a general. We usually post a screenshot with what event it was, who drove it, and how we started and how we finished, and small notes. So
What is NDM? I was just reading what you wrote to Mike.
new damage model.
Ah.
I feel like that's a good screenshot.
yeah.
I thought it was boring to just take a picture of the pits because, like, in the pits, the rear end is actually on the car again once it's towed. So
That's funny.
but yeah, I feel like the fact that we were pace setters for most of that race is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're starting to understand how to drive the car.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe doing some of the endurance races on EES or some other series.
Yeah, I think Well, there's basically a race every weekend. It's just a question if it's ESS or IMSA.
Yeah,
They alternate every weekend.
maybe do a couple of them before the next big race with this car.
Yeah, so the next race in this car will be Glen. Watkins Glen.
When is that?
Because it's usually what happens to us usually is we start with problems during the race and then it's going better and better. Not today, but usually.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, I don't know, lack of practice as a team maybe. So
No.
Yeah, so the Glen is in mid-June. Probably it's going to be the 17th of June. So there's a good gap there.
So I'll tell you right now, including this race. Wait, so this race, what was my drive time? It says 2.1 hours? That can't be right. Oh, maybe it is right. So I have a total of, like, besides this race, 2.5 hours in this car.
then I think it was pretty good. I've been weeks crashing in IMSA and ESS.
Yeah,
so.
I think I did 3 IMSA races this week. And then the week before that I honestly I haven't had a lot of time either. There's been some family stuff. We had to do a funeral last week and stuff as well, so yeah, I haven't really had time to practice. But yeah, I think considering all that, we did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, on pace, we definitely could have done well.
I think it was very comforting that we were quick in the heat. I just don't understand how why the delta was so big in the heat compared to the cold. Because like once the track started to cool down, we started to lose a bit of that delta.
Yeah, I think I started to drive this car like not pushing at all, like trying to save all the time, saving fuel and saving tires. After, I don't know if it was IMSA or ESS, but there was a week with very hot track. So I started to drive like that, and even with a cold track and better grip, I still drive it a bit like that because on the sprint races you had to stop and use the tires a bit more. So for the end of the race, it was still better. So I don't know. Maybe I could have pushed the car a bit more the last stint, or it's just that people were very bad with the hot track. I don't know.
Yeah, like even for me, when I was looking at like my deltas and my optimals, like the hot versus cold, I think it was basically just a second difference for me. You know, my optimal I think was actually only like half a second difference, but based on like my average lap times, if I had a clean lap, it was only like a second.
I think people going slow in the hot track, I think it was because they were pushing too hard. Like if you ask too much from the tires, with hot conditions, they will give you grip for a couple of corners and that's it. And then there's no coming back if you don't go easy for a couple of laps. So if they try to push and push and push, they are all over the place all the time.
Yeah, same thing we discovered in qualifying. Like if you that's also weird for me. Like in qualifying, you can actually punish the tires to the point where they don't work anymore. even on those 2 laps. Like the end of the second half of the second lap, if you're not like if you've done a, wouldn't say slow, but a normal first lap, and then you push like hell on the second lap, you can get away with it. But if you push like hell on both laps, the second half of the second lap, the rears just nah.
Yeah, for me, the second lap was bad, even if I tried not to push on the first lap. So I had to be really careful on the first. And then it was risky because you did a shitty lap and you could make an off track on the second or something. But yeah, I don't know. It's like the working window of these tires